Thank you for attending. Obviously, we've got members of the public as well. I believe, Sean, are you recording the meeting? Is that right? Yeah. And we're also recording the meeting as well. Okay, I'm just going to take item 1, if that's okay, which is to receive apologies for absence and to approve the reasons given, and then I'll come to members of the public, if that's all right.
So we've had apologies, Chair, from Councillor Marshall and Councillor Brown, and both of them asking for reasons.
Excellent. Are we okay to accept those, everyone? Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, and I'll come to members of the general public. Are there any? Would anyone like to raise anything or make comments or?
Oh, you know what I'm going to ask. Can you tell us where we are with the crossing that Doug Lloyd's been campaigning for since you had it stopped being installed? Because basically I've seen nothing happen since then. When you look at from your memo of the 8th of February to the council, where you basically said you feel as though the parish council is a nuisance, leased to officers of something petty, not to be bothered with. The 2 Labour councillors were fobbed off, the local resident and the independents were listened to. So you held a meeting with the council and the crossing, which was in the process of being built, was stopped. But I've seen nothing since. And I look at your minutes of the, you'll have to bear with me, the 7th of November, where you were going to consult with the residents of Ackworth and the district councillors. This was by means of a letter drop to each household, an electronic survey and door knocking, posters and flyers to be displayed around the village in notice boards, shops, churches and pubs. An annual subscription to the Survey Monkey is purchased, roughly about £300. I've seen nothing. No action. What's happening?
Right, well, first of all, just to, I mean, I'm well aware of the things that have been said on Facebook. I do not have the...
This is not Facebook, this is your memos and memos to you.
I'm just addressing the first part of your comments being made. I do not have the power to stop any crossing. That is not how planning works. That is not how highways operate. I do not have that sort of authority to stop anything. Hang on, I'll just address it and then I'll come to it, if that's okay. So that's the first point. I just do not have that authority. And as at the public meeting that councillors had with District Councillor Morley and the, I don't know what to call him, but the main officer of highways, as he pointed out, it was actually the main officer that halted the crossing in order for proper consultation to take place with all parties that were affected. That's what's halted the crossing, in order to allow everybody to have their say, which personally, my view is, I think everyone, regardless of what their view is, should have their say, whether they're in favour or against. I think that's only a fair sort of thing to happen. There's more than just one view on any issue. In terms of what the parish council wanted to do in terms of consultation, yes, we wanted to do all of those things. That is a full thing that we wanted to do, but as is often the case with these things, you have time frames to keep to, and sometimes things roll on and you run out of time to be able to do them, so that is unfortunate. So yes, we were able to do that consultation, but again, that was a voluntary thing anyway, as was pointed out by the independent councillors at the time, by the parish council. It is necessary for Wakefield Council, because they're the ones that made the decision to consult, and they did do that consultation, and they extended that consultation to include everyone. That's what they did, and they wrote to extra people, because people came to the parish council asking what was going on. They hadn't received, these are people that live quite close to the crossing as well, and so that's why I sent my email as I did. And one of the things I've expressed in that email, of which you have alluded to, is the fact that the meeting that 2 councillors had, we went to Wakefield Council back in November, I think it might be in 2021, and we had a meeting with them about all sorts of road safety issues, and we were told that no crossing could go along Wakefield Road. That's what we were told. There wasn't a need for it.
Did they have a reason?
So, I'll come to that in a second. They were saying that in terms of the base a lot of these things on statistics, in terms of the amount of usage, in terms of how many people are crossing in certain areas, in terms of accidents, fatalities, and they based their decision on those sort of things. And we were told no crossing could go in. The best you could hope for was a zebra crossing. So naturally, and I'm a human being like anyone, I was a little bit annoyed when suddenly there's a Pelican crossing coming in, because that's exactly what me and another councillor a year earlier asked for, and it's suddenly... So I wanted to get across. The parish council was annoyed because we did feel like we had been sidestepped, but that was in no way to block the crossing. It wasn't, oh, someone else has got it. I just want to know why we were told something different to what independent councillors were told. It felt like the parish council was being undermined, but here to represent everybody. So that's what that was about. So I made no apology for sending that. I in no way blocked the crossing. I realise that that's what's gone across.
I live up there, and I have a grandchild that lives with me, and to get over that road, bearing in mind I'm an RTA victim myself, that road is getting busier than the A1, and there's a lot of elderly that live up there, and I am going to fight and I am going to shout for the elderly in Ackworth to get that crossing for Dugget. I miss the elderly in community. They can't come to the parish council meeting. They've asked me to come. So I'm going to come, and I don't have to do a lot of door knocking because calls are due throughout the day. And the elderly want this crossing. I mean, what are they paying council tax for if they're not getting anything back? There's nothing for them in village to start with, and they certainly need a crossing before there's a death.
I mean, like I said,
documentation,
one thing,
from them.
As I've already explained, it's not a decision the parish council can make. We're a consultee, just like any resident is. So these are matters that need to go to your district councillors.
Well,
we don't make that decision on the crossing.
Yeah. So you're not prepared to even fight for the people?
Well, of course we are. We sent forward our road safety plan when we want, and I came up that road safety plan, and I'm asking for 4 crossings on Wakefield Road. So that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
So it's not that we're not fighting, but when we're being when individuals are being scapegoated at blocking a crossing, it's not exactly. I saw the protest that happened, and it was in the paper and everything. But if I had turned up to that, I wouldn't have exactly been welcomed, because apparently I'm the one that's blocked it. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand why there's misinformation out there.
Are the parish council going to get leaflets out to say that you want to fight, that you are fighting for this crossing?
We're willing to work with everybody, and I think it needs a
leaflet.
It needs a joint effort. But like I've said to you, it's not our decision. It's Wakefield Council's decision.
You're saying...
I'll bring you first and then yourself.
I've got a couple of things, but regarding that crossing, I wasn't invited to the meeting, but I went to that meeting and I asked Matthew Morley and Martin Barnes, what is the criteria difference between a zebra crossing and a puffin crossing? And they said there was none, it was down to an engineering decision. But when I put a freedom of information request in, I can't have the engineering decision. So could you get that engineering decision to why it couldn't be a puffin crossing?
Some engineering documents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
why are they not giving me this document when they said it was down to an engineering decision?
I mean, I'm not Wakefield Council.
But you're the chair of the Highways Committee, you should be asking for these things. And also, there was nothing took into consideration about the equality laws, the disabled people when putting crossings in.
But again, Sean, if I could just put across to you again, it's not a decision of the Parish Council. The road safety plan of which was put forward, we've tried to take into consideration lots of things, such as what you mentioned. And quite simply, we have it's not our decision.
Why do you ask for it? Why do you ask?
Well, it's the first time we've been asked as a whole parish council to ask for that information. Of course we can ask for it.
Yeah.
But we haven't exactly been made to feel like we're part of it. It's a bit like the parish council's blocked it. So if we all work together, we can do things. But it's up to everyone.
It's what I've heard on community as going round, and obviously I look after elderly and I care for them.
I mean, one
and
thing.
they can't get out of their house. So.
One thing I would put to you. Why would anyone?
Sorry, what was that? What did you say?
I wasn't talking to you. I was just muttering to myself.
Oh, it's a bit rude to mutter, isn't it?
Okay, can we just?
When other people are talking.
Can we just bring it into order? Let's not get into it. I mean, at the end of the day, why would anyone on the parish council block a crossing? The Road Safety Committee has been campaigning. Previously it was Sue and Terry. They've been campaigning for a crossing for ages.
Then villagers need to, the people of the village need to get together then, don't they, and campaign. That's what we'll do, yeah.
As long as everyone's made to be welcome.
Yeah, we need that crossing, definitely.
Just to come back at you again, I mean, I hear you saying consultation and being aware, but the crossing was in the process of being built. You sent out an email. From that email, another consultation was then had, and it was stopped. So when you're saying you weren't involved, you are involved. You're directly involved.
But
you stopped it with this email.
I'm sorry, but again, I haven't stopped it at all. And
well, why did they stop building it?
Again, if you let me come back, as I've already said, it's not down to me. It's down to the people that they consulted. And yes, the parish council had residents come to this parish council building asking for what's going on, and I haven't been consulted. So you're saying that we should not allow people to have their say?
Some people signed a petition.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
So no, and like I've said, my position is everyone should be able to have their say on the crossing, whether in favour or against. The parish council has not put anything against it. We've actually put things in favour of it.
Nearly 2,000 people signed a petition for that crossing.
But Sean, again, you're putting your questions to the wrong people.
You're the chair of the Highways Committee. You should be asking these questions.
We come to you for you to fight for us.
The parish council is
You're representing us.
One consultee, that's the parish council, that's all it is. The Highways Committee is a lobby group of which, yes, we do get, we managed to get the visit with Matthew Moore, but that's not...
An independent council then, wouldn't it?
Chair, can I just remind us we've got 5 minutes to hear any other public questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. Can I
just a correction. I think, given that this is being recorded, it's important that it is correct. And I think it was just an error at the beginning that you said there was a public meeting when we met with council officers.
Sorry,
it wasn't a public meeting. It was a site visit for members of the Road Safety Committee with council officers and the councillor from Wakefield Council, because that will be picked up and misused. It goes on record that it's a public meeting.
Thank you for that confirmation.
And I hope that doesn't come back round, out there to be misused.
Thank you, yes, that's the correct.
Something totally different.
Well, I'm going to come to this. Sorry, I don't know your name.
Can you tell me why? The little heritage group that have their stalls every year, the little green near Brown Park. Can you ask me why Pauline was stopped having a cake stall?
Sorry, I'm not.
She wasn't allowed to have a cake stall, apparently.
That's something I'd have to
Can you find out for me, please?
Yeah.
I think it was something to do with, it might be food hygiene or health and safety. Yet there were 4 cake stalls at the gala.
It's nothing to do with us.
So I don't...
I mean, I do know that anyone that wanted to do catering, they had to provide health and safety certificates and that sort of thing. I mean, it's something we'd have to look into.
Floats, why were the floats stopped yet? Wakefield had floats, Featherstone are having floats on 1st of July.
The floats haven't been stopped.
Why didn't we have none then? Apparently, everybody was saying they were stopped for health and safety.
It's more
so I've come to find out.
Well, these things do cost money, and they do cost. In order to close the road, so this is
doing it for Wakefield and Featherstone. Ackworth Gala years ago, it would have had.
But you've also got to have people partaking in it as well. So we're trying to build that back up.
Yeah, I know people take part with floats and things, definitely.
So again, it's all about the liability and having those certificates in
Well,
place.
if they do it for Wakefield, they can do it for Featherstone.
Well, of course,
You
we're
can
trying
do
to
it-
build that. We're trying to build that back up.
Ackworth. Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes these things are a bit of a work in progress. So we're
Well,
getting
they
them.
seem to get stopped pretty quick, don't they?
I mean, that's your opinion.
It's a lot of people's opinion.
Yeah.
If you'd like to direct any inquiries into me, the clerk, I don't know if you've got my email address, I'm more than happy to have a look into any of those items and come back to you formally with the full information.
Yeah, thank you.
You said you had a few questions. Do you want to fire another?
Yeah, and then it was for Dougie's Crossing, and obviously just that I'm a voice for elderly and community.
So, okay.
Just a real quick one. Back in 2020, we put a documentation into Wakefield regarding safeguarding Shepherd's Field, and this, we said we've got in the region of £200,000 educational money. Is that educational money in the Ackworth Parish Council's bank account?
I don't know that offhand,
Well-
so we'd have to look into that. I can't give you a direct answer.
Because I understand that back when this was put in, I could be corrected, and I understand when this was put in, the money had already been spent, all the educational money, which was £288,000. So I need to know whether Wakefield's got it wrong, or this parish council put it in and it had already been spent. It's on this documentation.
Again, I don't know that offhand.
Yeah. Can we check on that?
Well, I've just
Yep.
said I will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Another one, what, selection boxes for children in Ackworth? Are they getting them this year, or
They got them last year.
did they get them?
Yeah, we deliver selection boxes at Christmas time to all the schools in Ackworth, and that's generally what's been
Did
done.
they get delivered to Bell Lane School?
Yeah. I actually went.
Quite a few mums have said that the children didn't get any.
Everyone got.
I know
Everyone got a little selection box, and we did something a little bit different for the old kids. We got
I remember that.
a little toy sort of like something a bit more adult instead of just.
Yeah.
Right, it's now 19:30, so that brings to a close the public session. So thank you very much, everyone, for your
Thank you.
contributions.
Yeah.
For those of you that have information that we need to send to you, if you wouldn't mind just leaving us your details and we can follow that up. Is that okay?
Absolutely fine, thank you.
Okay, so I'll come back to the thank you. So item 2, declarations of interest and dispensations. 2.1, to receive declarations of interest from councillors and items on the agenda. Are there any to declare?
Not received to office.
To receive written requests for dispensations for disposable pecuniary interest, if any. Excuse me. No. And to grant any requests for dispensation as appropriate. If anyone does, if on any of the items anyone does think that there might be a bit of a conflict of interest, just let me know and we can address that at the time. You might just not know at this moment. Okay, so to receive a report from West Yorkshire Police. So we've got the West Yorkshire Police crime statistics, which were part of our packs, and I see that you've included last year as well, so there's like a bit of a comparison on there as well, so that's really good. Thank you very much.
I'm happy to add a little bit further.
Oh, yeah, please.
So this was at the request of the last council meeting. Some feedback from our PCSO is that when we're comparing stats, if we always look at sort of month on month, because we do have seasonal spikes of crime, when the weather changes, things like that. She did also note down that there's areas such as concern for safety that have seen an increase, but there's no scale of there's no system in place to draw out what's classed as low, medium and high risk. So that could be anything from calls from neighbours if they're new domestics, or it could be family members that live quite far away and they'd like a knock on the door for the elderly. So although that does look quite high in comparison, it is quite a good range of variations to reasons why they can be called upon. That's all, Chair. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Are there any comments on item 3? No? Item 4, to receive a report from district councillors. I know that all the district councillors have sent their apologies today.
They've sent their apologies and I've not had any further updates.
Okay, I'll can't really comment on reports we don't have. So receive a report from council representatives on outside property.
Tell them to the office.
On to the office.
Tell me briefly, we went to the heritage room.
Oh, okay. Do you want to give a verbal report?
Yeah, can if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry, not the organisation.
No, you're okay, you're okay.
There wasn't a great deal to report from it. It was interesting to go to and meet them. Probably nothing before. The main things I think that they were reporting, well, apparently they've got a cupboard here that they're going to clear out. So
I think that's the cabinet in the other room.
something like that they said, yeah, so that they are intending to do that, is what they said. Then there were just a couple of more specific points, I suppose. One, they did comment about the general appearance of the village with the grass not being cut and put in a bit untidy, which kind of connects with the no-no stuff, I suppose. But that was their view, was that it looked untidy on that. And then they had another one which was interesting, that the house next to Howard School on Station Road, the other side, if you were going down it from here, the other side.
Oh, right.
Apparently there was a wall that kind of goes around the school, and it was the wall went alongside the house, and apparently built in 1933, and at some point somebody had asked for permission to knock it down and they were refused. But that house is number 114 Station Road, have knocked the wall down and they've built at the moment just breeze block garage. And the chair of the heritage group said she'd asked the people, I think it was a mother's house or something at some point, she'd asked the people if they'd got planning permission for it, and they told her they had. But I've had a look at the planning portal and there's absolutely nothing there in relation to it. So the house looks very much like it's been renovated, had this garage built, and my own view is it looks like they're intending to render it or something. Basically the wall has disappeared.